Well, it's that time. And you guys, come on in here. Come on in here. Today was something else. That's all I want to say is today was something else. Sam got a head start on us already on the chit chat. I don't see Maya here yet. But y'all, let's go on and jump into this because I'm laughing. And I'm
Today's
with
episode was
Paris
just
too.
boring.
I didn't think it was boring. I think the things that needed to happen to get us to the excitement happened. So I'm always about the exposition. Now, what I did not like was this whole, after watching Donna and Eric, I really felt like Eric took it upon himself. Like he was already free of Quinn. She had said okay to the divorce, tapped out. She was gone. She didn't want anything from him. And he knew that she had feelings for Carter at that time. So you took her back, wasted her time while you're sitting over here setting things up with Donna. You kept Quinn tied up and dedicated to you until you got word that Carter is out here in these streets fixing to yoke himself up with somebody else so he can't be with Quinn. And now you want to tell her to go and follow her dream, go be with the man she loved. You could have told her that when she came back to you while you were sitting up at the house with Ridge crying about, oh, I don't want to be in this big house by myself. Donna been throwing her
Mm-hmm.
pennies in this man's face since Stephanie Douglas went dirt side. So the whole excuse of him saying, "Oh well, Donna makes me happy." Well, what the hell you been waiting on? Stephanie's been dead for what 10 years now? How long Stephanie been gone? That's how long Donna been.
Stephanie died. I think Stephanie died in
And
2012.
That's what I'm saying. She been gone about a whole damn decade, and Donna's been throwing her drawers at him every chance she gets. He talking about, well, I'm glad I finally caught up with you. I wanted to kick him in his meniscus.
He made me sick for exactly what you said. Because the truth of the matter is as simple as you put it. Is that Eric then had Quinn on lock since November of last year, trying to work on a marriage that was already dead. But now he's sitting up here because I'll be honest. I think Paris has a couple of bones to pick with a few people, even though her stupidity was really not warranted in this. But Eric basically sent Quinn to go bust up that wedding.
Show did.
He sent Quinn there to get her man, but also in the process humiliate her. It's because it was really convenient. It was a convenient way for him to get out of a very nasty confrontation with his wife about his infidelity. Because all of this foolishness about, well, I realized that you really loved Carter. And I'm like, well, bruh, you knew that last year. You been knew that. And you're gonna tell me that the story was supposed to be that you were gonna tell her that it was over and that she should go pursue Carter after Carter is conveniently no longer single. Bullshit.
Right, that was a whole smoke screen. You threw a smoke screen on your wife while you was sitting up here with your ex, knowing good and well you could have been let her go and been with that man. Why was you holding her hostage?
first of all, why did Donna come back? Like, ma'am, go somewhere. Did he tell you to leave?
She said she saw Quinn run, so why would she? She ain't gonna leave her honey bear leave. She just stepped outside the room so they could talk. But she knew that he was fixing to cut Quinn loose, so why would she go away when she fixing to get her
Everything
destiny?
she wants. Mm-hmm.
The
The only person who ain't got that damn destiny is Katie.
Yeah, that's about it.
the only thing interesting about today's story, about today's episode, was Quinn on that bike.
I
Lord,
missed all
poor
the
Quinn.
time she fell, y'all. I'm sorry.
Poor
I
Quinn.
missed all that.
Poor Quinn. She was. I gotta give the directors their props. They shot it well. I will say that. But yeah, Quinn was making a cannonball run because first of all, when I'm with everybody else, somebody posted. I think it was the pettiest P. She said Eric telling her to go stop the wedding. He couldn't call her Uber Lyft. It's right down the street. Right down the street. It took her 12 minutes to bike down there.
Well,
Where was
she
the
was on the
valet at?
bike. Her the valet was gone, so she couldn't get a car. Then she had the bike across the park and everything else, telling people to get out the way. And I'm like, where's
It's
all
what she said. He said, "Who should I put the name on for the bike to?" She said, "Put it on Eric Forster."
Yeah, she's like, charge Eric Forrester. Mm-hmm. She right. She need to be saying that probably for at least the next 6 to 8 months. Eric will pay for it. He owe me any damn way. Trifling.
Hi, Kenneth.
6 to 8 months, a lifetime.
Shh. I was like, and then there was just so much that was wrong today. I mean, first, once we got past the triflingness of Eric and what he was saying in that hotel room, because like I said, he got off real damn easy and real damn conveniently. And I know that there's a good chance that he'll get out of this scot-free without having to pay up an extra quarter or nothing. And I really hope it's not like that, because I'm disgusted with him. I ain't been this disgusted with him since before Stephanie passed.
This hoe over here gonna stand up talking about some. Oh, I'm happy y'all two have found y'all destiny. Hope, sit your hope ass down somewhere. Sit down.
My thing is this. Somebody pointed it out. They said they had 5 guests at this wedding, and 3 of them pretty much show this marriage shouldn't even be taking place. That's about right.
And Ridge kept saying it. This marriage should not be taking place. That's why he said it was like, are you serious, sir? Are you stupid? Do you not see what you doing?
Ridge had me rolling. The way he stood up to get that extra time, I almost felt like, did Eric text you and say Quinn was on the way, bro? Because you were stalling. I was like, Ridge tried though. He really did, because he saw how wrong this was. And then, good mercy, Carter and those vows. Oh, and Paris and her vows. Oh my goodness.
In the face.
I'm sorry, I fell out of my chair when he was saying his vows. I was like, sir, really?
Sam said she didn't get my Obi-Wan reference. That was from Star Trek. He sounded like when Princess Leia sent that message to Obi-Wan Kenobi on R2D2.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You are my only hope. That's what Carter said.
I'm gonna just say this right now. I hope Paris ready for when Carter can take that ring off her finger and put it right on Quinn's. Because that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. She gonna sit there, Mommy, you was right the whole time. Grace.
Oh,
I
is Can in the lobby? Is Can in the lobby? Because I see her in the comments.
There she is. She out here in Blanca. Look, she's showing Blanca off. Hey,
I don't know.
Okay.
She just wait. Did she boot herself by mistake?
Look, don't be teasing us with Blanca.
Yeah, she done dipped out. She gonna come back in under the
There
sky.
she is.
But I don't know Star Trek references. What's
Oh
the
my
Star Trek?
God, y'all! I am so irritated.
What's going on? Hey.
It's a mess.
Mm.
Today was a mess.
I am
Just-
so annoyed with Carter. Carter and those damn vows.
Oh, those
I'm sorry. I really believe Ridge had an urge that he knew Quinn was coming. So that's why he was just like, let me just figure out how to stop this. Let me just figure out how to slow this wedding down so Quinn can get her happy ass on up in here so she could just stop this so I could just go home.
It was a mess. And the thing is, both their vows was trash though. Him, Carter, and Paris's. I'm like, he's confident and attractive. And I'm like, somebody said it. They said, why she sound like she said yeah just because he asked? That's it? That's all you needed to say yeah, boo? He was confident, attractive, and he asked you to marry him. That's all you really needed, Paris? Really?
Child, she talking about some Quinn. What are you doing here? Carter, please tell her to leave. We're getting married today.
And
Carter
then
look at that Quinn like, oh
Lord,
no.
and that scene, and that scene they posted a day early don't make this no better. Hey, Amaya.
It was the begging for me. The begging at the altar for me.
Oh, it was just.
That was done.
just-
I was like, girl, your dignity. What is it? Did you lose it on the way down the aisle?
Y'all, I really want this to be somebody's fucked up dream sequence. Like, because I just can't believe that they would stand there and kiss each other and celebrate they love in front of Paris while she's talking about, all Charlie got to do is say we married. No, baby, that paperwork still got to be filed.
And you still got to sign, and you still got
y'all
you.
married. Your paperwork ain't filed. You ain't married. I'm sorry.
If they hadn't
She
released
still
that
gotta go over
picture
there, son.
of Paris on the couch crying, then I probably would go with that. But she on the couch crying, the mama holding her dignity together.
What
Yeah.
dignity, girl? Look, I'm sorry, but that was just I don't have words for what that was, because I'm like, girl, this man, first of all, my first thing in that preview was like, girl, he ain't even looked at you. His eyes are laser focused and locked on the woman in the back of the room. He not looking at you.
Even
What?
before
You mean
Quinn
after
even
he
got
got
there.
You mean after he was daydreaming about Quinn at the altar while she said
Even
her
before
vows?
that. Even
Wait
before
a
that.
minute, hold
Queen the
on.
whole time.
Hey, wait a minute.
The
So
whole
wait a
time.
minute, y'all. I'm confused. How did the show start today? Did it start with the wedding starting?
Oh, Sam, you didn't see it, did you?
It
Okay, the
started
No.
with
show.
Paris walking down the aisle.
Yeah, the show started with Paris walking down the aisle, but also with Eric and Quinn still in the room.
Oh,
But you,
so Eric and Quinn was still talking today.
Yeah,
yes,
you
So
remember
Eric was
yesterday's sequence when he was talking to her, but we didn't see them. The words he was telling her, "You got time, you can go now, go."
yes,
They were
yes.
showing it today.
Okay, and she was still
Child.
right.
standing there.
She
Now
got
the problem that you probably didn't see yet, Sam, is that Bold and the Beautiful's timing is off. So they posted basically, I guess, what the tag for tomorrow is today, which is what everybody else in here is going ahead and seeing. I'll go ahead and spoil it, and it's all over
I
Twitter.
seen it
So,
too.
oh, you seen it? Okay, so yeah, this don't. So I don't know what gets said.
So that was probably supposed to be the Friday cliffhanger.
Exactly. It was supposed to be today's cliffhanger, but that surprise hearing bumped us today.
Oh, okay. But so then what the damn cliffhanger supposed to be? I mean, so there's got to be more then.
Well, no,
So
I don't really know, because today's episode was supposed to be yesterday, and the episode where the unexpected ending spoiler that they have out there, that was
right,
supposed to be today.
today.
The Friday show was supposed to be switching back to Sheila and Finn and Steffi, but that's not going to be till Monday now.
Okay. All right. So
So
then
yeah,
we had Eric.
we sitting here with
After
this
Eric sent
mess.
Quinn away, what did Eric do? What happened with Eric after he sent Quinn away?
Donna come showing up, talk about something. I just saw Quinn going off. Where is
So
she
she was
going?
waiting around like a damn bird, like a pigeon.
Like a vulture.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
You know what?
sir.
Did anybody catch how Eric flopped on that bed?
Bro,
Like
he looked like
he
looked like he's like his little heart got a little broken. He was just like, oh, see, I'm alone
He
again.
was relieved. That old bastard was relieved that he got out of there without Quinn taking his head off or pushing Donna's face in a toilet bowl.
He so even Donna said that she felt lucky that she got out without Quinn knocking her upside the head on the way out.
She didn't get the ass whooping she had coming.
Oh, but it's gonna be coming very soon. Wait till them divorce papers come.
So
I don't know.
They're not going to give us that. I feel like unfortunately we're not going to get that. It seems like they're trying to prove the point that Quinn is the better woman, taking the high road in this, and she's basically the heroine.
But they
Because
still
she was
gonna
in the
drag
right.
her. They still gonna drag her, even though she supposedly took the high road.
Of course, because what else would they do? But in my opinion, she is the victim. She was the victim in this. Yes, she cheated on Eric back then. Eric divorced her. She took her lumps. He forgave her, and he tore up the wedding, the divorce papers that she signed. So he had an ample opportunity to walk out before cheating on her, and he didn't. And instead he cheated behind her back. He's the villain to me.
Me too.
I'm gonna see Quinn as the heroine at the end of this, because I can see it no other way. Now, Carter, on the other hand,
he even said he was gonna make it right. So he know what he did with both.
He did. And Donna being a thought and a vulture is just, I'm gonna leave that to the side for now. And Carter, on the other hand, I don't like his actions at all, because he went from a good man to me to looking like a big time loser.
He looked like a
Spencer.
Abuser,
Lord, pedophile, you name it, all that. I just can't deal with him at all.
Throughout that wedding, he was looking at the door like, "Where's Quinn?" I'm just like, "Sir, she
He
on
was.
there?" Yeah, he kept looking at the. He kept looking
Yeah.
at the door.
Oh,
like,
Somebody
Bubbles.
say that on Twitter that it was like they were trying to play up a connection between Quinn and Carter.
Oh, Bubbles, to answer your question, yes, ma'am. There is a dealer spoiler out there. A Taylor Deacon spoiler. Y'all know what that means. Taylor and Deacon ain't had nothing to say to each other in 20 years of soap history, but suddenly they do.
That's a hookup.
So is he finally gonna get some therapy?
So gross. I'm going on mute now.
That spoiler do not say they finna link up. She's going to ask him some questions.
Yes, she is. But remember, I will remind you, what did I say in this very spaces? Oh, probably about maybe 3-4 weeks ago when we were still trying to figure out how Taylor was going to have a hot girl summer. I said that Taylor and Deacon had something in common because they both got fooled by Sheila.
I was trying to tell y'all that too, but y'all told me shut up, and so.
But no, they revolted because they don't want Taylor nowhere near. And so the spoiler says Taylor grills Deacon for information about Sheila before spilling the tea about Ridge and Brooke. Since when have Taylor and Deacon had anything to say to each other in 20 years of soap history?
They gonna be riding each other pretty soon, and I'm gonna be here like.
And I would be on it, and I would be in somebody's trash can throwing up.
I am always suspicious when two characters who have had nothing and no reason to have anything to do with each other suddenly get linked up together inside a spoiler.
You know Ridge ain't gonna like that.
Let them pull that shit off. I'm finna go crazy.
I'm gonna sit back and watch the fireworks because I'll be honest, Deacon is not my first choice. Because you remember what we said before, we were kind of ambivalent on the fence of, well, she either having a hot girl summer with Deacon or a hot girl summer with Bill because that's who's available in her age group. But it looked like it may be Deacon. But the thing is, I was aggravated because Deacon doing all this begging at Brooke's feet just turned me off altogether. Like, oh goodness, no. Taylor's a hot girl. She need a hot man.
Ain't no man out there that ain't been touched by Brooke on this canvas except for damn Zendaya, Liam, who is coincidentally on the trip at the same time.
I say they having an affair on that trip, and that's what's happening in my mind. But yeah, go ahead, Bubba.
And Finn, and Douglas. And those are the only men, and Officer Baker, Lieutenant Baker, and the other little cop that's getting ready to come and bust Sheila, and Mike. Them the only men on this show that ain't had nothing to do with with Brooke. So that's all Taylor got to pick from. We know it ain't gonna be Douglas because that's her little grandbaby. He ain't old enough to be a thirst trap yet. We know it's not gonna be Mike because Mike's somewhere trying to help Sheila. We know it ain't gonna be Zendaya because he gonna be somewhere trying to help Paris get over her little half-ass broken heart. So she ain't really got nobody to choose from except for Deacon and Mike, who gonna be with Sheila, and Bill, who probably gonna end up with Grace because of his proximity to Paris. Now,
the dealer pass on that because no sir, Taylor is too good. She's not gonna be saving her goodies just for her to give it up for a hot girl summer with the trashiest, no good Deacon. Are you freaking kidding me? No way. She's not gonna be there and put her shit on pause just to unpause it and give it up to the top master. No way.
Preacher. I'm right there with Can. Just like she said, our Taylor, per the storyline and that's what they wrote, has had her goodies on lockdown all these years.
Yes.
I damn declare she is not going to unzip that and give it to low-life Deacon that's sleeping in a goddamn closet in a box. No, hell to the damn no.
Lord mercy.
But I just cannot co-sign that. That is just a false race that I'm not willing to accept.
trash, and I refuse for Deacon to bring our girl down to his trashy level. No, sir. No, ma'am.
Lord, all I see in my head is Can and Sam standing on the bridge like Gandalf saying, "You shall not pass."
Hold on.
Oh my, no! Don't put that in the chat. Sam Taylor Sharp. Oh no! Don't even. Oh no! No! Matrimony is out of the question.
Y'all gonna be mad.
Oh yeah, this chat gonna be fire.
First of all, Maya out here throwing shots. Talking about he's gonna be sleeping in Taylor condo.
No, Liz.
No.
Thank you, Maya. They
hell to the no. Exactly, Tara. Hell to the no.
The face have mercy on the timeline.
It's possible.
I'll call Krista personally and tell her, girl, we're gonna have a conference with Bell because he done unrooted some shit. No, ma'am, no, sir.
I'm just saying, anything is possible on a soap opera. Anything is
especially this show. Because see, one thing I will say that we have a very good average here. We're more right than we are wrong. But one thing that we made a mistake about, and I will say this: we made the mistake of thinking for 2 seconds that Bold and the Beautiful cared whether or not Carter looked like an asshole piece of trash for ditching Parrish at the altar. Because we can tell from that little preview from tomorrow, he does not care, and the show does not care.
Oh, no, for him kissing her up like that in front of Paris and her mama and everybody, that's just down. That right there is beneath him. But he could have done better than that. He could have done better than that.
This feels like a dream sequence to me because he's been sitting there dreaming about Quinn the whole damn time. Yeah. I feel like he has dreamed up Quinn coming in and stopping, but she gets there and then it's too late for real because really y'all gonna just break apart like you in a musical or some shit and kissing in front of everybody and then it was almost like everybody around them was clapping or some shit. Like Hope was looking all shocked. Like, well, I mean, I guess he really well, okay then. Like I feel like they punking us.
If they doing a damn good job, I'll tell you that. If this is a prank, if this is them, faking us out, and this isn't what really happens, then I will hats off to them. I'll say this was the best fake out they've done since keeping Mike on ice and us having no idea he was even back in play. So it's possible because if it's a fake out, it's one hell of a one because we were thinking, no, they can't have that fool up there doing all this shit to this girl. And the way that he basically dissed her, where he kissed her hand, he put his hand on her, he grabs her cheek, like he don't even say, I'm sorry. He don't even fix his mouth to say nothing. He literally said nothing. There were no words that he could possibly say to this young woman to convey how absolutely craptastic what he was about to do to her was. But he do all that, leaving her with the ring that Quinn designed on her finger, no less, and turned to Quinn and bust out in that Kool-Aid smile and rushed down the aisle. I was like, oh, I've seen interrupted weddings before. I'm like, what in a different world is this shit?
Girl, he left Paris the way some of these people be leaving their pets at my house when they go on vacation. They don't say goodbye. They just pet them on the head and run out the door. We'll see you when we get back from Mexico. That's it. That's how he left her, like somebody's dog being dropped off at the kennel.
Oh, Lord. And Grace just sitting there looking, going, I told this girl this man was a piece of shit. That's the whole look of it. Is then they looking down like, oh, damn. And even Bill looking like, look, I came here for the free meal. What the hell is this?
Oh, girl, Bill looking like shit. I'm fixing to sell some magazines like the old days.
Not to mention, he like, I don't even need to go interview nobody. I was live on the scene.
Right. Bill fixing to start a blog like Billy Abbott and be Spencer's man on the scene.
Girl, don't even say that. If Bold and the Beautiful start people with podcasts, I'm a riot.
Bill fixing to be our man on the scene, giving us the tea about what just went down at the Walton Buckingham wedding.
Left at the altar for Eric Forrester's wife. I was like, oh my goodness. Mercy, mercy, mercy.
Jill
I'm like,
the boss's wife. That's going to be the headlines. Jill Tipper, the boss's wife.
Not to mention, the boss is only available because he's screwing his ex-wife.
So is Paris Bill's daughter. Girl, you know, no.
Well, I will say one of the few shortcomings in Bill's progeny is that he does not have a daughter. He got 3 sons and no daughter. So, I mean, honestly, when they introduced Flo, I thought they would have been better off making her a damn Spencer than anybody else.
You remember Bill said he can't make girls. So
Don can't make girls. Don in real life can't make girls. That man that made 6 boys and raised his sister's son after she died. He don't make girls.
So he transferred that mythology over to Bill Spencer, the second. So I'll go with that. But you know what? It will be a very good, interesting tale. Bill have a little black daughter, and with one of these conquests that he don't remember. He remembers Kelly, and he remember Queen crazy ass. But I can remember him saying that he didn't remember a couple of the people that he Shauna, and he didn't remember
Bill was a hoe. Okay, that was very clear. Bill was a hoe,
a big hoe.
So I don't know. That would be an interesting story, though. I will be honest. Bo has not done well with the instant lineage thing lately. In the last couple of years, the last time they did that was with that where it worked was with Liam. They got good story out of that. But the last person they made an instant part of a background fame, it was Flo, and we all know how that went down. So if they wanted to make her like an instant Spencer and make her Bill Spencer's daughter, that would be unexpected. Nobody would really expect that. I just don't have the confidence that they could pull that mess off.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, Wyatt was good. Yeah, Maya's right. Wyatt's introduction in becoming an instant Spencer was good too. But yeah, I mean, I do have to believe that Bill's story about him being in the right time in the right place is related to this wedding. It has to be.
It is because Grace already went to Ridge wanting to file a sexual harassment claim against Carter. I mean, a complaint against Carter. So what if she talks Paris into pursuing that? This man said and told you all these things and used his position against you and knew that you were vulnerable to cover up the fact that he still had feelings for his boss's wife. He used my daughter. That's going to be front page gossip. Y'all know that Bold and the Beautiful ain't had no real good front page gossip since Brooke retired her draws the last time. The last good gossip that was publicized was her boinking Oliver, and that was because Liam put it out there in them streets trying to get Steffi hung up. So that's been 10, 15 years maybe. We looking at 2005, between 2005 and 2010 that Liam set Steffi up like that. That's the last time that they've had a scandal in the papers. Can you imagine the scandal in the papers with Carter jilting the head of the Forrester Foundation for his boss's wife, and then she shows up and busts up the wedding? Girl, that's front page. That's selling.
Yeah, Amaya is suggesting that Bill. Remember the summer preview for Bill said he would use his charm. So Amaya is suggesting that Bill will charm Grace in Paris for a story.
Will, just like he had Wyatt go and charm Nicole. Y'all remember that?
For Maya's story, yes. For Myron and Maya's story, about her being transgender.
Bill Spencer ain't beneath it, and I think we gonna see him dating Grace before we see him dating Taylor, cause Taylor gonna be riding that thing. I'm sorry.
That was too much.
See, I was with you all. I doubles. I was with you all the way up until the last sentence. Taylor don't need to be riding dick. But everything else, hey, listen, I am definitely here for a story with Bill, with business wise. Yes, I'm definitely here for that, because all that is going to lead to is Eric getting his damn comeuppance for this goddamn affair.
Well, because when you look at the totality of the story, because I'm sure the first question out of somebody's mouth when Quinn shows up, well, what about you and Eric? You a whole married ass woman. What the hell you doing up in here trying to bust up a wedding for some other man? And I'm pretty sure she probably said something she says something to the effect tomorrow that, well, my marriage is over. Eric is, I don't know if she goes so far as to say Eric is porking Donna, but she probably indicates that her and Eric are finito.
Here's the thing. Eric is once again sending Quinn to be with Carter. Like, go on, girl. You got my permission. Go on to Carter.
Exactly. Here's the extra bonus. Because Grace is brand new, and Paris is a limited view. On paper, Bill Spencer is a nice guy. Remember, Paris specifically wanted to invite him because he is the biggest contributor to the Forrester Foundation. So in her head, Bill's just this nice guy who used to be married to some of the Logan women, but he donates, so he's a philanthropist and a powerful, rich businessman. So why wouldn't she think that he was on the up and up? And she probably gonna tell her mama just as much.
Yeah. And I feel like that's really gonna lead to something like, there might not on the surface be any type of drama in putting Bill and Grace together, but it's gonna develop.
Well, that's the thing. Bill has been effectively single let me rephrase that. He's been effectively single ever since he got involved with Logan's. Okay, he's, with the exception of his brief obsession with Steffi, when it came after, when she was still married to Liam. So he has either alternatively been with Katie or Brooke. Katie, Brooke. He's been doing this bouncing back and forth, and then in between, whenever Katie doesn't want to deal with him, or Brooke is focused on Ridge, he just be up there single as a shingle. So them trying to do anything where he's showing any interest to a woman who is not Katie or Brooke is, well, damn near a miracle.
Yeah, that's probably why I don't see it happening. I mean, Bill has been effectively set aside to be ping pong between these two. Without him doing that, he absolutely has been doing nothing. So I have no faith that they're going to have Bill in a relationship with Grace.
Yes.
He has been set aside for Brooke, and I don't see that happening. They might flirt it and tease it, but it won't be going down. Trust and believe that. And y'all can take that to the bank and say it. I said.
Well, no, because I agree with you. You know why? Because Katie been sitting up here all this time being so worried about whether or not Bill is still interested in Brooke. If she turn her head and find out he dating somebody who ain't her sister, oh, it's gonna be on.
That's what I was gonna say. I could see, because Bridge finna burn. So I could see Brooke taking this on as a pet project to get Bill away from Grace, because she's gonna get jealous. So she's going to strike up some old flames that all of a sudden just gonna come back, because he's gonna be sniffing up somebody else's tree, and she ain't gonna have nobody, tearing down her walls. So she's gonna be super jealous.
It's not gonna bring about anything romantic between Bill and Grace. I don't see that happening. I do not see Bill forming feelings for Grace and vice versa. I mean,
what other woman does he connect
exactly.
that he does not have a sexual relationship besides Emmy?
Oh no, y'all acting like we talking about love and marriage. Look, I know this much. If Wyatt was willing to go take Nicole ass for a ride on the Spencer jet to get a story, Bill isn't above doing at least the same.
Oh yeah, look. I'm not saying they gonna have no torrid relationship, no secret affair. I'm just saying, hey, they gonna ruffle some sheets because, like we said, homeboy ain't got nothing done to him in 3 years on screen, and I think it might just be that,
I don't think it's gonna be that.
If Bill ain't, which I still said, which is unrealistic, because honestly, Bill strike me as a man to go to Vegas for the weekend and get him some call girls, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, on the surface, it's been Bill and a bottle of lotion for we going on 2+ years.
And Bill clearly can't even be seen in a scene with Steffi. I mean,
no,
can't even be in a scene. I mean, he can't smell her perfume. Nope. Can't be close enough. I just do not see it. I don't even recall seeing Bill with Katie in years. How many years have y'all actually seen Bill? Oh, you know what? The end of the Justin story. I did see Katie and Bill together. The end of the Justin story, when Justin
that's about it.
and Bill had to fight,
and then they had the nerve.
They don't even have scenes together. It's always Bill going to Brooke. It's just if y'all think that Bill finna his loyalties is gonna start waning between these two Logans. Nope. They're not going.
I don't know. I think we might end up with a case of 2 scorned Buckingham women, because Paris is already scorned by a Carter, and I don't think she'll rebound with Zende, because that would just be trash. Okay, that would be total trash, especially when the girl was up at there with the vows talking about how she didn't even consider marriage until he asked her. I turned my head. I said, what? You hadn't even considered marriage until Carter asked you. What happened to the other dude who asked you at the beginning of the end? You said you was, too happy being single and non-committed. Girl, if you don't shut up. So I don't see Paris turning to Zende. But if Bill flirts really hard or basically tries to schmooze Grace to get the rights to publish this whole debacle of a story, because let's be real, this is a hell of a story if you look at it. You have the COO of Forrester Creations ditching his bride at the altar to get with the to get with one of the CEO's wife, or one of the majority shareholders' wife, and then you have the founder of the company is actually ending his marriage because he's screwing one of his ex-wives. So that is a scandal broth of a story to publish. But the problem is, Bill needs somebody who's going to give him the details. And there aren't too many people who are going to give him the full details and let him publish a lyric ass story about it. So I could see him flirting his ass off and trying to schmooze Grace into getting whatever information he can out of her. And if Grace, kind of sort of catches, a little bit of feelings and start feeling Bill, but Bill's just there for the story, well, we're going to have 2 Buckingham women sitting up here in LA going, all these LA people ain't shit. The Forresters nor these Spencers. Now, yeah, it could be a business transaction, Amaya, if he just flat out pays for it, if he offers cash money for the story, but I have to wonder if he's going to be that direct.
I think Bill Spencer is going to be the same Bill Spencer who sent Wyatt to romance Nicole to get this Maya story. Wyatt ended up kind of sort of liking Nicole, but his entire motive for dating Nicole was getting that story. Because they asked and the answer was no. And so the solution to them being told no was Wyatt go and get to know Nicole, take her out, become a friend. And he's sitting there kissing on Nicole and getting stories out of her. Bill Spencer is fixing to do the same thing with Grace Buckingham. It might not even be no kissing or nothing. He might just be able to hit her revenge nerve just the right way, because y'all know Bill Spencer is all about getting revenge, exacting revenge. That's how Donna ended up with half of Eric shares in the beginning, because she didn't want nothing, and Bill told her that was her revenge to have. So you don't think he ain't fixing to get in Paris and her mama's ear about some revenge?
Yeah, don't you want to get even? Don't you want to get even for the Forrest to even with Carter for humiliating you? And don't even let and if the word slips out that Eric told Quinn to come here and bust this up because he knew she was in love with Carter, well, that's just gonna put the Forrester's ass on in his guns in the gun sights as well.
Right, the whole family except for Zende let you down. I really think he's not gonna seduce her with this being a romantic thing. He's gonna seduce her with a little bit of power of revenge. Don't you want to get your story out there? You've been humiliated up here in this Italian restaurant, cosplaying as a French cafe. You can stand up here dressed like a damn goddess, walking beautifully down this aisle with this man that stood up here this whole time, and they thought nothing about you. He said he thought about all the times he's been having sex with the boss's wife, and now he needs you to get past this. You don't want no revenge for none of that. You just sit here and beg this man to come on, let's finish this wedding. And he kissing her in front of your family, your mama, the guy that you could have been married to, like the biggest donor to the Forrester Foundation. Like he kissing her in front of everybody. You don't want no revenge from that.
I need Bill to ask the restaurant for the security tape. I mean, he's not gonna take out his cell phone and start taking pictures, but I need him to ask for the security tape.
Carter was saying that one of the reasons why he was marrying Quinn is because he thought Paris was gonna be vindictive. I don't think that we're gonna need any schmoozing out of Bill if they want just a vindictive story. Paris was already geared up to be vindictive against Quinn and Carter.
And so Bill Spencer gives her the power to be completely vindictive. Because without somebody like Bill,
I'm not seeing anything. The smooshing romantic wise is the only thing that kind of weirds me out on the whole thing. I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't. I certainly wouldn't abide with it. Bill being like that, towards Grace. There's been enough of that using going on of the Buckingham girls. I mean, look what Carter just did to Paris. I mean, what is the point here?
Like I said, it ain't gotta be romantic. He's gonna seduce her with revenge because she warned Paris, and this man sat here and looked at her in her face and lied to her. She knew he was lying. This gonna be.
Well, I sure hope they do, because that's what Carter deserves. It's what Eric deserves. The only person that don't deserve it is Quinn. But she's going to get dragged down in it because, Carter's a man. But at the end of the day, this is ultimately what we have been asking for the fallout to affect Forrester creation.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, I'm down for that.
Oh, yes. There needs to be fallout because Eric was completely thoughtless, shameless, and completely devoid of any type of ethics for how he handled the dissolution of his marriage.
He was so selfish, and to this degree, which is why I haven't had the taste, because I get angry with injustice. I haven't even been thrilled to watch. That's I'm just like, nah, I'll get the recaps because I just am not happy. I don't like to see injustice, and for him to skate like that, and then just to get rewarded with the Playboy bunny covered with honey, no. I need Eric to pay. I need for that to begin to happen. And if Bill is delivering it, Bill, Grace, and Paris, maybe I finally like Paris. I've never liked her. Maybe I will finally like her if she showed her ass and acted like that last dragon from Game of Thrones and burned everything down or tried to burn everything down.
Well, the only way it's gonna work is with Bill because other than that, she ain't got no power. She's just
perfect. Then I'm
just regular people.
I'm perfect. I'm happy with it. I'm high-fiving Bill on his pursuit to it. I certainly will.
And her mama is fixing to sell her as a Me Too. That's
right, because she already accused Carter of using her. And listen to what we already been saying. We that have been dragging Carter. Carter is, for one, much older than Paris. For two, Paris was not even stable with her finances. She looked to Carter for advice, and she looked up to Carter. And she told him that when she busted him when he cheated with Quinn the first time. And then after that, she was in a relationship that he helped, tip over. And she told him that she wasn't ready for marriage. And then what he does is he has sex with her, breaks up with her, then love bombs her back to stand her up at the altar. She's got a goddamn point.
I'll tell you this much, people, let's be honest, in today's world, people have been tried and found guilty in the court of public opinion for much less.
Bingo.
So,
and that would bring to roost the justice that everybody deserves, because I can't get into these stories that just ain't serving justice. I like everybody to get theirs. Everybody. And that's the beauty of the soap. I like everybody to get brought down so they can be built back up.
The only way I'm gonna be satisfied with this is that this can't be just a scenario where only Carter ass get thrown under the bus for his trifling shit. I need Carter and Eric to go under the bus for this entire situation.
Amen.
All four of them. All four of them. If we're gonna keep it all the way real, all four of them, because Paris is going to be gunning for Quinn first, because that's the one.
Yes, she will.
Man, and whatever we say, whatever she did go to break up a marriage. I don't care. All four of them, can roast for it, and I want to see them all twisted in the wind, and that'll be great. I think it's fantastic. At that point, I could root for Quarter, because I have a reason to root for them against Paris. But even though I might be, I might be tipping towards the villain there now and then, but y'all will have to see. But as long as this results in big problems at Forrester Creations,
it needs to cause trouble.
Business is suffering. I need Eric to suffer for what he did. And if he gets his honey-covered Playboy bunny, he got to suffer another way, and it has to be with Forrester Creations.
I concur.
I've been saying that from the beginning. That's what it's time for him to be uprooted up out of the company he don't even participate in anyway.
Right. He does the designing. That's all he ever really did. He's always been, the design talent. Him and Ridge, and basically him and Ridge. Let's keep it real.
Exactly. So that will be interesting. I mean, because the thing is that not because if Carter and Quinn leave that venue together, which that preview from tomorrow makes every indication, if Bubbles is off, and then and this is not a
fantasy,
some crazy ass fantasy
dream.
And they walk out of that tomorrow, looking towards their bright future together, now that they don't have anything stopping them from going forward together, then that means that Quinn's appetite for vengeance is going to be sharply muted, because she may have lost Eric, who, let's be real, is worthless, but she got the man that she loved. So she may consider that just fair trade, instead of worrying about getting a chunk of Eric's assets to keep everything from being, contentious. Because her thing will be like, well, Eric cheated on me and he's with Donna, but I'm with Carter. I'm happy. He's happy. F that old bastard. I'm just going to keep it moving and go live my life with my hot man and just call it a day and just keep it all moving. But so that puts the emphasis on Bill's opportunity of being in the right place at the right time. That makes it even more likely that what's being theorized here about Grace and Paris and Bill makes it even more possible, because, well, Bill ain't got no reason to hold his hand back. He has every reason to throw everybody under the bus. Because hey, more magazines get sold that way. How scandalous would it be? And also, let's be real. Yeah, the Forresters have not had any real scandals in a long time. Just like Bubba said, actually, the last scandal was the Maya Myron thing. That was the last time the media got involved in Forrester business and had them have a whole scandal broth that made the front page.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we actually have even seen the Spencer publication set.
Now, and the thing is that's hilarious about that is you have Wyatt just getting back to town saying he was away on business. Then you have Liam gone because he had a business trip. So based on the things that are being said, they're doing some sort of work over there. Damned if we know what.
Yeah, right.
It's not like we've seen them there, but we hear them.
So that may be it. That may be what happens. Because because unfortunately the way that the spoiler kind of fell out for that week, unfortunately I don't see any on-screen reason for Taylor and Bill to cross paths, which is unfortunate.
Because she crossing paths with Deacon.
Oh God, you just really
I feel
trying to
attacked.
take me.
At this point, I'm feeling personally attacked.
Me too. Me too. She poking us on purpose. Every time I try to cleanse my palate up,
I mean,
she brings it back to mind.
I'm
We
sorry.
trying to be real nice, and
You
we
know,
just
because
keep getting
think
attacked.
about it. Deacon. He's oh gosh. There's just nothing positive to say about Deacon.
I swear, all I know is this much. I'm glad that usually this chat is so far ahead of the curve from what's really happening on the show, because you have if that really does come to pass, people gonna be having atomic meltdowns in the tag, and I'm gonna just be sitting there going, "Oh Lord." Because yes, I agree. Taylor is too good for Deacon, but and unfortunately, it's a slim pool. I mean, damn, at this point, I almost wish Jack would get over Lee if it's going to be like that, to put his ass in the running. If it had to come to that.
Exactly. I would be for that, to keep that over here at the Cliff House side and let Deacon stay over there.
How you going to say she helping Deacon wash those tables? Oh, no, the doctor is not. The doctor is not going to Il Giardino, a.k.a. the Paris Cafe, to help Deacon wash the tables. I need him to get out of that storeroom, because one thing I will say that I will not countenance. I will not countenance Taylor having a one-night stand in the back room of a restaurant. That's just...
Thank you. That's what I keep saying. There's just nothing that we can't even imagine in our minds a circumstance that would lead to anything remotely in the ballpark of what Dr. Taylor Haynes, a princess of Morocco, deserves. He just doesn't have it. He doesn't have the means.
The only thing about that entire possibility, the only thing about that entire possibility that pleases me is that, Maya says, spoilers out, to the timeline I go.
But look, we be racing.
Hold up, let's see who got him
y'all
first.
go ahead and race.
Ricky.
Please don't tell me nothing about Taylor and Deacon.
Okay, no, let's see. Okay, Ricky. No. Let's see. Okay, so Quinn corners a startled Donna. Get her! I don't know what she gonna do. I just, even if she don't lay hands on her, I just want her to scare the shit out of her.
Me too.
Okay, Brooke and Ridge hone in on Sheila's accomplice, so I guess they're on Mike's trail. And Sheila gets agitated as Finn fights back. That's right, baby. Fight back.
Oh, my man. Yeah.
Fight back. He done got his memory back, and he know that heifer is holding him hostage.
Yes. He won't know where Steffi at.
Of course he does. He wants to know, where's my wife? And I bet you any money Sheila's like, don't worry about your wife. And he has no idea that his crazy biological mother shot his wife.
Well, he knows. He knows.
There's a Jack
knows.
Spoiler
Tanner said that in his interview that Finn did what he did on purpose. He meant to take the bullet for Steffi. He knows that Sheila tried to shoot Steffi. So he does. At this point, what he doesn't know is how she is and what happened. All he remembers is that when he went down, and he woke up, remember, he looked at her and he said, what happened? And she was crying. And that's when he said, just don't leave. But I know he remembers that Sheila shot his ass.
Yes, he does.
He's going to want to know what became of his wife. And if Sheila ain't got no answers, he's going to be trying to get out of there.
Sheila going to be up there like Annie Wilkes from Misery. Finn gonna be lucky.
I think we talked about that in a one exactly with those words, that it would be something like Misery. What would she do? What lengths would she go to keep Finn in that whatever room she gonna have him in?
Finn, Lord, she might try to chop that boy's feet off.
Y'all gonna believe me one day.
What you said, Ken?
That Sheila is gonna get gone once Finn tell her ass off. Cause don't nobody get rid of Sheila better than her own kids.
Oh, she gonna leave? She gonna run?
Yes, she gonna give up that ploy. Because my whole thing is Sheila has always been trying to be vindicated by one of her kids. Finn is her last hope. If she can't get through Finn, she ain't got a chance. So
that
whole secret gonna come out. That's what she don't want him to know. Is that after she done shot him, she turns around and then still shoot his wife. So that's gonna kill her dead. That's
not
gonna
only
kill
that,
her dead.
That's the other thing that remember previously when we were talking about what would happen with Finn once he woke up, it was strongly said that how things proceeded depended on how aware Finn was of what actually went down. And based on the spoilers that have been out, Finn may not remember everything immediately, but he remembers everything in short order, meaning that he's aware of who he is. He knows who his wife is. He knows his regular ass biological mama, the one who shot him. And he also knows that she's holding him hostage somewhere, which of course is going to cross his, and I bet you any money, she is going to tell him that they think you're dead. Steffi and everyone thinks you're dead. And he going to be like, they think I'm dead. Because let's be honest, if you woke up in a strange room and the only person hanging over you was your biological mother who's a certified lunatic, your question would be, well, where the hell is the cavalry? Why is nobody?
That's what the spoiler said, that Finn is supposed to get a whole flood of memories come bum rushing back to him. So he's going to get all those memories up until he got shot. So all that shit gonna come back, and then she gonna try to fill in the blanks and rewrite a whole new story. But
he's gonna start remembering Steffi. Remember they talked about that cosmic connection. So there's going to be cosmic interaction between Steffi and Sheila ain't gonna be able to. What's the next one?
Okay, the next match is, and they said SOD what will happen next week. Ricky J has him up. Sheila tries to keep Finn calm as his memory comes back. Ridge has a difficult conversation with Taylor about Brooke. We know what the hell that means. And Finn is stunned when he realizes Sheila has a partner in crime.
Yes, Mike.
Now,
that's who he might hear talking about it here, Mike.
Tara has a spoiler listed on her page saying that Finn plays a trick on Sheila. So
I saw that too.
He does that to get away from her because he pops up in Paris. We saw that little clip of the video with Ridge and Taylor, and they were talking. That's Tanner. I can tell by the side of his head and his feet. That's Tanner. So somehow this man who's been in a near brain dead comatose state finds the will to get his ass up out this bed and mobile. Hops
I told y'all he was in that bed playing possum this whole time, building up his strength.
Yeah, he's been probably building up his strength ever since he's seen Sheila hit his mom over the head. He probably been kind of playing her since then to gain up her strength, just like Lee was playing her for a little bit to, keep Sheila from bashing on the head, even though she didn't succeed in the end. But Jack will show up. Shouldn't we be getting Jack, guys? Isn't
Jack the picture? There's a picture. Jack is coming back.
Yeah, there's a picture of Jack.
Remember we have that spoiler. Oh. Yes, indeed. We got a whole big. Tara just posted a whole big picture of Quinn and Carter getting reacquainted, and somebody in their boxes, and somebody look like they in their lingerie.
Oh, they going 100% on quarter. Okay, for the
yes, they are.
Yes, okay, so they go to fun. Y'all was talking about.
So we can agree that was not a dream sequence.
Nah, hold up. Y'all want me to share it?
Yeah,
I'm mad.
Hold on a second. Let me share screen.
Well, I guess you know what, that is unexpected. So that's unexpected that he broke up with Paris the way that he broke up with Paris at that wedding. So I guess the spoiler ain't wrong because I would not have expected it to go down with him not even saying bye or apologizing, just walking away from this girl and
they kept it high drama.
Oh, I shared it, Bubbles.
I'm sorry,
It's okay, honey.
I was mad looking at it.
It's
hold on, is that that's an old picture, ain't it?
My word.
No, honey.
This is fresh.
Look at Carter's pecs.
And look at that Kool-Aid smile on his face.
But damn. Carter looked like he could have put in some work.
He looked like he already put in some work.
Wait, and I think the one below that, hold on, is that one. Paris
Oh,
and
look at that
Carter.
cute little outfit Paris got on.
They at Brookhouse.
Apparent, I guess so. They must be hanging out. Well, they wouldn't really want to hang out at the Forrester Mansion, would they?
So I guess
No, Hope probably invited
Hope
Paris
probably
to the
invited
pool.
her over. Yeah.
Because remember, Hope was at the pool the other day, so Hope probably invited her over.
I have to say, I'm gonna be frowned up if Zende end up back with her a little bit that easy. Because I'm gonna be like, boy, you ain't even made her work. You ain't even made this even halfway difficult at all.
No, I could see him being friends with her though, and I could buy a friendship between Zende and Paris after all.
So could
this.
I.
Can't buy nothing romantic, but if he literally just had her back, because we can agree, Carter did her damn dirty. So
Yes.
if he just had her back, I could buy that. I could buy that. I just would not buy him getting into a relationship like you said.
This
with her.
to be card. This Zendaya in Paris is about to be as equal as Thomas mooning over damn Hope, knowing that she don't want him, but he willing to have her back and do whatever. Because remember, Thomas was out here climbing on top.
Oh, Amaya, don't say that. Good Lord.
What
She said Zende gonna be her baby daddy.
That's just her baby daddy, and then she gonna put it on Carter and say it was Carter, because we still don't know that they slept together or not. But I'm pretty sure if he proposed to her, that they celebrated with some boot knocking, mattress dancing.
Yeah, and this 48-hour engagement. That is my guess too. So, do we think it's possible that if she comes up pregnant, would she pull a Taylor and a Thorn? Where she doesn't. Would she pull a Taylor and a Thorn like she did with Thomas?
I would love it.
Is it possible?
Especially if
but that's the difference, of course.
If they went the vengeance route, because what has Carter always said? I want a family. I want a family. I want a family. What I kept saying is his biological clock is ticking. It would serve his ass right after what he did. It would definitely be the ultimate vengeance.
Yeah, but I don't think Zende would be okay knowingly hiding the child's paternity. I don't know.
We didn't think that about the Thorn either, but Thorn couldn't wait. He was so thirsty for to be Taylor's hero.
True that. That is true.
And you never know. Zende could be a reluctant party, willing party at first, but still try to convince her to tell the right thing, and then you never know. Things might change. It's not like opera. We could be in for a twist and a turn.
I swear, if this boy sit up here and opt to be a fake baby daddy to get into Paris's good graces when he got Sequoia and Petra trying to ride his job, I'ma just be like,
See, he already in Paris' good graces. He's already in her good graces. They just not in a romantic relationship. They already friends and genuine friends. We don't like Paris, but Paris likes Zende and Zende likes Paris, much to our chagrin. They already friends. This is not a leap that he would try to help her out in this way. And whether he wants her back or not, whether it happens in the future, to me, it's a legitimate route to go story-wise. And I would love to see more of period.
Mercy.
I would. I mean, that what else would serve Carter right? I mean,
well, not only that, but also
for a long time.
Well, not only that, but there's nothing really else to do with Zende. They're not giving him a real romantic interest besides Paris.
Exactly. So if we gonna see Zende do anything, and I've got to be honest with you, I prefer to see Zende over Paris anyway. So if it's got to be him pretending to be her baby daddy while I watch Carter and Quinn, be happy, but him wishing that he had a baby. You feel me? I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Okay, so the breakdown for next week for the dailies, I'm assuming these are correct in that they're not off by a day because of the hearing we had this week. So they say Wednesday, July 6th, Finn awakens and is startled by his surroundings and his situation. July 7th, Thursday, Jack visits Taylor and Thomas in hopes of getting info about Lee and Finn. And then Friday, Eric makes a special announcement none of us don't give a damn about. I added that last part, but yeah, y'all knew that.
Yeah, we already know what time it is.
I know damn well he's not finna sit up here talking about he finna marry her.
He finna celebrate his hoe. That's what he finna do.
Yeah, and why wouldn't he? He told her today that it took him all this time to catch back up and to catch up with her to realize that she's the one they destiny is some of that Brooke bullshit.
You stop it.
Destiny. I'm meant to be with you. So it makes me sick. And honestly, Eric need to just go ahead and be single the rest of his life. He don't need to be married to another damn woman. He's not fit to be a husband. He could just be a sugar daddy or whatever the hell you want to call it.
At his 100 years old, that he done found his destiny. It damn sure better stick then.
Oh, okay. And here they actually have some low spoilers. Liam returns home. Well, it's self-contained to just them. Liam returns home from a business trip, and Hope explains what happens at the wedding, and then they make love. So I have to wonder if they have fertility problems or something.
Hold on.
They didn't have more sex in the last 30 days than they didn't had in the last 2 years.
But she can get pregnant the first time she boink him after not seeing him for 4 years. Yeah, right.
I mean, that's the thing. Well, the summer preview said that they were supposed to have a story that was about them, and they're a married couple. So a married couple's issues usually are either infidelity or fertility. There's nobody there's nobody. Bubbles?
I'm sorry. I'm working on it.
Oh, okay, that's okay. There's nobody on the horizon for Liam to cheat with. Hope isn't gonna cheat, so I think they may be maybe they have a talk about potentially having more kids, and maybe there's a fertility problem. I don't know.
If they put in the script that they making love, you know what's gonna happen after that, right? They finna be in Problemville.
I'm fine with that because they need to have a story that's about them as a couple.
I am too. They need to have some issues because this is a part about having a healthy relationship. They need to have grown people problems.
They do, and they need a story that's not about a third party being an issue in their shit. That I'm tired of that. They don't need that no more.
Yeah. I'm tired of using Steffi.
Ricky just posted the next thing. Okay, Finn wakes up. Remember we saw that picture that had Sheila with the paddles, with the defibrillator?
Yeah.
Okay, Finn wakes up and begins to flatline. And Mike begs Sheila not to shock Finn, but she does anyway, and Finn wakes up. Steffi looks through photos of Finn and can feel a cosmic connection. Yeah, that's because your mother-in-law is up there trying to electrocute your damn husband.
Right. Little Nanny Cookie.
So Steffi's feeling it, not Finn this time.
Exactly. And I did see something about somebody said that that Steffi is, while she's in Europe, that she's go in therapy, I guess grief counseling maybe.
Right.
Well, that's what she was supposed to be doing anyway when she went away. She's supposed to be going away to get away and get some counseling and breathe and get some air and all of that.
Okay. Well, I mean, really, it looks like that's actually a good thing because, I mean, she hasn't had any closure. She doesn't really know, the outcome of her husband's remains. He's gone. She knows she's miserable because of it. And her life, when Jack learns the circumstances surrounding Finn's death and that it was Sheila who pulled the trigger, Ted King did an interview. Okay. And that it was Sheila who pulled the trigger. He is horrified and angry. Sheila might want to watch her back, says Ted King. I'm fine with that, King. Go do something with her. You the one brought up in this. I told
y'all last night he needs to stand down because this is his fault.
He go look for now. As far as I'm
go Jack, go.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, swing
go
on
get
her. And if he that upset about that, wait till he find out that she technically killed his wife. The wife that you owe a severe apology to, and you ain't gonna have a chance to make up with, because I have a feeling that mess is gonna come out. Because Sheila don't hold water on her chest, okay? So it's very, very possible that she will tell Mike what the hell she did with his car.
His SUV.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna come back with front bumper damage because she rammed the back of Lee's car. So he may ask Sheila what happened. Well, I had a problem. What problem? Because it's not like Mike is going to the cops. So Sheila has no reason not to tell him exactly what she's up to, because Mike is her ride or die. So she is probably going to tell him exactly what happened. And you know what they say: once a secret's out, a secret's out. Meaning that even before Lee makes her reappearance somehow, some way, the word is going to be out that Sheila rammed her into that body of water. And that's why nobody ain't seen her.
Yeah, Bills. They're Jack will probably overhear them talking.
Mm-hmm. And I'm petty. I know Donna. I know Quinn probably ain't gonna do nothing to Donna, but I want her to scare the shit out of her. I want her to scare her till her part of her hair turn gray.
That's funny to me.
I mean, well, first of all, Donna is a chicken shit. She is a chicken shit, and she is in no shape, way, or form ready to deal with Quinn. Because the last time her and Quinn crossed paths, Quinn said she was gonna bust them kneecaps to hell. And then Donna has now proceeded to sleep with her husband behind her back. Now, it's all well and fine that Quinn got with with Carter, because let's be real, it's an upgrade, physically speaking. He's stronger, he's younger, and I'm pretty sure he got the stroke game on lock. So yeah, Quinn in the no honey. You're damn right of mine. No honey needed. So yeah, in that way, Quinn definitely came out on top. Plus, she loves Carter and Carter loves her. All the same note, it's about disrespect. Didn't I tell your skanky self to stay the hell away from my husband? And it don't look like I was real clear enough for you. So I wouldn't put it past Quinn to step to her out of pride. I forget about Eric or caring about the marriage, which she probably doesn't at this point. God knows she shouldn't. I wouldn't put it past her to go for Donna just for her being so damn disrespectful.
You guys, there's a spoiler picture
God.
on Ricky's page of Donna and Eric. Is my mic on? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. There's a spoiler picture on Ricky's page together again. Donna is thrilled with Eric's decision. She's in her drawers, of course, and he's holding in his hand what looks to me is either a bottle of honey or his Viagra pill. Somebody look at that and tell me if that's I think that's his medicine.
That's watermelon. That's watermelon.
It's watermelon. Get the hell out.
That's a watermelon, right? That's a piece of watermelon.
Child. Y'all
they had a pool party at Brooks' house.
They probably Donna finally able to leave the club and be out in the open, and so they up in that. Oh, so
it's
you know
the same
what?
Pool party that Paris and
Zendaya. It sure is. So everybody's gonna be at the pool parties except Carter and Quinn. They're gonna be knocking the walls down at Carter's place, which is perfectly fine for me.
Because this is at Brooks' house. The picture of Donna and Eric. That's at Brooks' house.
Because that's what Eric and Donna gonna make their announcement today together again. Brooke probably gonna throw the party to celebrate the day together again.
That's probably what the party is for, if we're gonna be real honest about it.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit Brooke like to celebrate. Oh, you done destroyed it, Mary? Let's have a party.
I can barely hear you guys when I use this thing on my phone, and I'm using it on my phone because I gotta make dinner before it gets too late, but I can't hear y'all. So
wait, you're not here.
I'm gonna put it back on my computer, and then I'm gonna mute myself on both ends, and then if somebody needs me, I'll see y'all in the comments.
Okay. But yeah, that is exactly the kind of trash behavior that Brooke would throw a party for, because she considers that that's a coup. You managed to get your man back from Quinn, who never should have had him in the first place. And plus, she's no longer, we don't have to put up with her and the family no more. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah. That's exactly what something Brooke would do. Up here throwing the damn party. I would guess, given the timing and the fact that people are in swimwear, one could be thought to think that this was maybe a 4th of July party, given the timing. Maybe. But that might be wishful thinking on my part. I don't know.
They ain't never had no damn 4th of July parties on this show. That's a wine art tradition, is to have 4th of July parties. I didn't even think these people celebrated 4th of July until Hope got knocked up and told Liam on the 4th of July about Beth.
That 4th of July always ends up being a very important day for Hope, because that was also the day that wasn't she born on the 4th of July?
That's the day. Yeah, I think so. Because that was the day Bridget found that. I don't think it was. She was born on the 4th of July. She was born before it, but close to it enough, because that's when Bridget found out. When Brooke was telling Deacon at the shower. Or what was it? Was it the baby shower? It was after the party, but it was right after the baby was
Hope's
born.
birthday was
Oh Lord, hit a mess. Eric chooses Donna. After their affair is exposed, Eric invites Donna back into his life and back into her job at Forrester Creations.
See? Right up under Quinn. See, this is where I was talking about.
Oh hell no.
This is what Quinn.
This is
why Quinn gonna walk away nicely for Donna to be in her face every day. The woman that actually took her husband. And Donna does nothing but mess shit up. She always messing up the paperwork. Donna always sending the wrong shit. It's always Donna.
Mm-hmm.
I need Quinn to get some sense real quick and handle this.
She needs power. That's all I've been saying. She need to walk away from this with power. Donna needs to
her with some stock, damn it.
Again.
I mean, Bo always has been a show where people end up working in the same building, regardless of whatever their personal issues are. Even though they had that time that when after Steffi and Liam got married, and Hope said she wanted Steffi to resign from the company, which I still laugh about to this day. That was hilarious. So it's not like the concept is unfamiliar, but not for nothing. Yeah, I still want Quinn to get a piece of them stocks, because honestly, I don't want her to be in a position where she has to tolerate bullshit from any of the Logans, but especially Donna, just because she still happens to do the jewelry for Forrester Creations. That's completely unacceptable. At least for me, I can't get with that part of it. That's bullshit right there.
BS.
Sally questions her future with Adam and Sharon. Okay, I was looking at some of the Y&R spoilers that somebody else posted. Okay, wait, here we go. Sheila asked Mike to access the prison infirmary to get the necessary medical items and explains what happened to her and Lee. Okay, so yes, before Finn wakes up and she decides to go electroshock him, she has to explain to Mike what the circumstances of her son being stretched out in that bed, and where the hell the doctor who had him there, his real mother, is, saying that he didn't knocked her into the damn ocean or wherever the hell that was. And so if Mike knows, that means it's only a matter of time before somebody else knows.
Jack. Waiting on Jack to intercede.
Exactly. So if that's the case, and that Jack shows up, he's already going to be told what already happened by word of mouth. But if that spoiler about Ridge and Brooke closing in on Mike as Sheila's accomplice is true, if they manage to, I'm assuming that them getting the drop on him would be the way of finding out everybody else finding out what happened to Lee.
This is just weird. It's just all sounding weird to me. So Jack comes into town, but he doesn't find out about Sheila and Mike. Brooke and Ridge find out about Sheila.
Well, no, that's for the next week. What's going to happen the week coming up is Jack coming back and him going to look to Taylor and Thomas to find out what happened with Finn, what happened with Lee. Because apparently, based on what Lee said, she ain't been telling Jack shit. She
basically just disappeared on Jack. She went ghost on Jack.
Right, exactly. So all he knows is that his son is dead. basically. And she ain't been keeping him looped in on what she was doing at all. Then on top of that, when he shows back up in town, not only does he already know his son is there, he can't find Lee nowhere. And nobody knows where the hell she is.
And so, he don't know where Finn is buried.
No.
He don't know what, and when he looked at maybe he finds the death certificate.
Right. So
that would make sense that he would be looking for it while Steffi is over there having counseling.
Exactly. So he
has to come to roost to bring about, people even looking for Lee like that.
Exactly. So now that he knows his son is dead, he don't know where he buried. He don't know what happened to his remains. Nothing. He's looking for. And of course, they also said in the Ted King interview, I think somebody said that yes, he's still in love with Lee. He still wants his marriage. So he's looking for information on his son, and he's looking for his wife because I would imagine they're separated, not divorced. So and then the following week is the one that has the spoiler about Brooke and Ridge basically trying to do the damn LAPD's job for them. Because remember, Mike used to be the head of security at Forrester Creations at one point. And Baker told Ridge that they think she had inside help from a security guard. So if Bridge have a conversation and Ridge repeats that information to Brooke, because remember, Brooke tangled with Mike too at one point, then I think they could put 2 and 2 together and get 4 and wonder if the person who helped Sheila escape jail is still Mike, her old accomplice from back in the day. So that actually makes a little bit of sense. But it also makes no sense that Lieutenant Baker don't have a list of known accomplices on file for somebody like Sheila who got a rap sheet longer than my body. So yeah, that part I don't understand. I mean, I don't think Sheila has a long list of accomplices or people who you could say Sheila would run to that person if she needed help with something or if she was in a difficulty. I think Mike is probably one of the only people on that list that's still alive. So the cops not knowing that and immediately trying to figure out where this man is hilarious to me, but what do I know? Let's see. Is there anything more? I think that's all there is for both. That's actually quite a bit for Bold and the Beautiful, if we're honest. We've gotten more in-depth spoilers. Oh wait, Ridge tells Taylor he will always be there to protect her, especially since Sheila is still at law. Ridge, get Taylor a gun. You can go sit down. Just I'm not here for that. I don't need Ridge talking about how he gonna protect the damn thing.
Oh, right. That's his way of letting her down, that he's going to return his peen to Brooke.
Exactly. That's exactly.
She don't need his damn protection, but wonder why she gonna end up in Monica with him instead of his Logan.
That is a good question. I mean, because my thing is, my first thought, and I was saying it earlier, and I lost track of it because we got sidetracked by something else. I said a long time ago that if Sheila is not, obviously Finn, the second, however he manages to escape Annie Wilkes' clutches, he's gonna make a beeline to try to go wherever the hell his wife and his family are, obviously. But Amaya said KKL was supposed to go, so they had to change it. She's right. Originally, KKL was supposed to be at the Monte Carlo Festival with them, but because she busted her ankle, poor thing, they ended up not sending her. So I imagine that if that's the case, they probably had to rework parts of the story to accommodate that too.
Right. They have to make it make sense in the story. So that's what I'm wondering. Now, it just makes sense because they are Steffi's parents. So it makes sense regardless of who he married to or who he dating, that they would go, after Steffi. So I guess it's not going to be a big stretch, a big change in the story.
Let's see. Hold on. Oh, Lord. Why ain't all spoilers? Well, Ashley, you the one who put your money in the damn account. You got good time with that shit. You didn't just got took for a ride. I'm gonna go back to that because the way that this is played out is just it didn't got on my damn nerves. So I think that's pretty much all the spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful. So yeah, they're going to have to come up with a way to explain why Tridge ran off to Europe. Obviously, they're running off to Europe to go to go, be in pursuit of Steffi for whatever reason. Maybe because my thing is this. I always said that if Sheila got to a point where it was futile for her to chase after for her to try to get through to Finn, because once Finn realizes everything that went on, he ain't gonna have no time for Sheila, and he ain't gonna want nothing to do with her. That would possibly open the door for her trying to go after Hayes in Europe with Steffi.
Exactly.
There's got to
be a reason why everybody frantically looking for Steffi in Europe. And I kept saying, I believe Sheila gonna be in Europe. She might not have went to Monaco, but she's going to be in Europe, probably looking for Steffi to kidnap Hayes. And that's why everybody's running and chasing and looking for Steffi.
Exactly. Oh, okay. There's some more interest. Oh, some stuff from Ted King. Okay. Ted King on Jack's return. Jack is still reeling over being ostracized from his wife and his son, and initially finding out that his son is presumably dead. He's in a pretty bad place. Jack is working through making peace. At the same time, he still loves his wife. And then there's the added part about him finding out the circumstances of Finn's death. Basically that, the chick you used to bang back in the day who you cheated on your wife with and gave birth to your son, she the one who sat up here and killed your kid. Here we go. Grace consoles Paris after she is left at the altar, reminding Paris that she was right all along. Hold on, wait, I skipped one. An annoyed Paris demands to know, so this is basically tomorrow, I guess. An annoyed Paris demands to know what Quinn is doing there. Bitch, you know what she there for, excuse me. Quinn blurts out that she loves Carter and can't let him marry Paris. The room is shocked when Carter quickly runs down the aisle and sweeps Quinn into his arms. So no, that was not no dream. That was 100% reality. Grace consoles Paris after she is left at the altar, reminding Paris that she was right all along. Zende arrives and concurs with Grace that this is not Paris's fault. He asks Grace if he may drive Paris home. Zende, you are really too good of a guy for the first time in your life. Honestly, I don't know if I would have offered her a lift home. I think I would have needed her to take a cab or something. I don't know if it could be me. I'm petty though, so maybe that don't count. Offer to take her home.
Who offered to take her home?
Zende to drive Paris home after she gets left at after Paris gets ditched in Paris.
Grace stays behind and talks to Bill.
I don't know. See, I find that interesting because why wouldn't Grace be the one going home, taking Paris home? Exactly. Why wouldn't she? Probably because Grace wanted to get a hold of Carter ass and beat the hell out of him. Because I mean, if the shoe was on the other foot, yeah.
Well, somebody go save her from jumping on their ass, and that person is probably Bill.
Potentially. So yes, if Zende is offering to take Paris home, and I'm pretty sure Paris will say yes, then where the hell is Grace gonna be if she's not going home with her daughter who's gonna go and cry in a bowl of ice cream tonight?
She gonna tell Bill that everything that happened with Carter and that she had already filed a report at Forestry Creations, and look what happened to my baby.
Mm-hmm. Lord have mercy.
So listen, and I'm not mad because Carter proved Grace right.
Exactly.
Grace was wrong in the beginning, but Carter turned around and proved her right.
Well, yeah, the thing is, Grace was wrong right up to the point where Carter has said that, well, look, you can't tell us what to do. And I do care about Paris and she's an adult. And then when he broke up with her, then Grace just sounded crazy because he had done what she wanted. And she was still focusing on him when the problem wasn't him. It was her crazy daughter who was still so sprung on him. But then once he came back with this bullshit that he pulled, talking about how I need you, I can move forward with you, and all this other BS that he came up with. That's when the tides turned, when Grace's crazy talk stopped sounding crazy and it ended up sounding like the absolute truth, because it was. Shoot.
It was absolute. It became absolute facts. The moment when Carter finished all that begging, y'all remember I was so angry that we was going into 6 weeks and Carter was still pouring his heart out to Quinn and how much he loved her, and it was all unrequited. Quinn was firm in her commitment to Eric. Not that she didn't care or love or want Carter, but she was firm in her commitment to Eric. And then finally, after 6 weeks of pouring his heart out to Quinn, he ran over there and drugged that girl into a relationship that he knew he wasn't into. He became the villain at that point for me.
Yes, because he was doing something that he had absolutely no business doing.
And he was in full knowledge of it. He had spent, it might have just been 2 or 3 days for us, for them. They may have only had 2 or 3 changes of clothing. But for us, it was 6 weeks. So it drove home that Carter was in full awareness of his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
His feelings he was not only aware of them, he voiced them. In my opinion, acted on them when he was with Quinn. And then after it's fresh out of that, he ran out of the room hysterically, like a hysterical person, and drugged and shoved his tongue down that girl's throat. And that girl was like, well, hell, where this coming from? You the one broke up with me. She put up all those, what the hell going on situations. And he love bombed her in.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And the part that cracked me up was like, I could have kind of gave Carter a little leeway if he had actually committed to what he was doing and stuck to it. But here's the thing. He didn't. He didn't at all. He was telling Paris one thing, and then the second she left the room, and the second she left the room, and Quinn showed up, he still was telling Quinn he loved her. I was like, bro,
right?
This
Because
is
he
not
hasn't even
just
told
bad.
Paris that he loves her yet. He hasn't even said those words yet, and he just keeps double talking her. That's what he's doing, and she's being blissfully ignorant. I understand that she is in denial because she's not totally dumb, because she knows when somebody not in. She knew when she wasn't into Zende, so she ought to be getting an impression that Carter ain't into her. But so she ain't 100% innocent. But Carter is the one that's making all this happen, and that's how come I'm anti-Carter right now, because he just deserves that. But Quinn deserves better, so I'd be happy for Quinn if she get what she wants.
The part that is gonna crack me up is that, and I guess tomorrow don't make it no better though, is that my thing is this: if I'm at the front of the altar with a man and we're about to say our dues and be pronounced husband and wife, and the woman he used to sleep with shows up at the back of the room, if anything comes out of his mouth other than security, I know I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong time, and I'm definitely with the wrong damn man. But that's just that snippet from the end of tomorrow's show with your girl practically up there with no dignity to speak of, and practically begging him to go through with this wedding. I'm like, girl, he ain't put this woman out. Ridge ordered extra security. Why nobody ain't called? Why Carter? Forget nobody else. Carter. If Carter was where he was supposed to be, which is marrying her, he would have called security to escort Quinn Fuller to the front door. But he didn't, because he doesn't love Paris. He's never loved Paris. He is head over heels in love with Quinn. And I'm sorry, girl, the fact that you was up there today and this man, it was insane in his vows, you're my way out, my way forward. out, that would have been enough to stop the whole train right then. Your way out, are you getting deported?
Right, your way out of what?
Your way out of what? Are you getting deported? Or did I witness a crime and you want me to make sure I can't testify against you? But I mean, I'm sorry, but Dems is not vows of true love.
So Zende gonna take Paris home.
Mm-hmm.
Grace is gonna stay back, presumably with Bill, and Carter and Quinn. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to protest on Carter and Quinn at this point, because remember what Hope already knows what's going on.
Well,
Ridge
really, they
completely knows what's going on. Who else is in attendance at this wedding? Y'all said it was 5 people.
Yeah, Zende, Grace, and it's very small. Hope, Zende, Grace, Ridge, and Bill. So Hope
Bill
already,
is the only person that's completely clueless.
Exactly. And Hope already knows about Eric screwing Donna. So
exactly.
if Paris
already knows that Carter wants Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And Grace knows that Carter is just wrong. And Zende is the only one that just wants Paris to be happy.
Exactly. So you got Bill sitting around here like, what the hell is going on? I got an invite for a wedding for 2 people I didn't even know was dating, but it's not like I deal with them like that anyway. And now Eric Forrester wife and my ex-baby mama then bust down the door to come up in here to say that she loved Carter.
To snatch up the groom.
To snatch up the groom. So yes, I can imagine Bill sitting in the back going, what the hell is this mess? So yes, it is very, very interesting that that Grace will not be accompanying Paris back home. So which that creates the situation for Bill and Grace to have an interaction about the events of the day.
And since Hope told Liam about Eric and Donna, that could slip, just regular conversation to Bill or Wyatt. And Bill is not beyond using his own kids, as you pointed out, to get or do anything. He done did Poe Wyatt so dirty.
Exactly. So yes, so it is very, very possible that is. Let's see, what's that? Okay, those are the Y and R spoilers. God,
could you imagine Bill Spencer finally getting down to it and just dragging Eric Forrester all the way back to it all started when Eric Forrester had ED? I always wanted that to be splashed on the front page of Bill Spencer's publications.
Well, see, that's the thing. And that's part of my question. That's the thing. Grace has some information, but she doesn't know everything. What I'm curious to find out is, how far did the ED talk spread? All the Logan sisters.
Everybody knew.
Everybody knew about the ED. Okay, so I have to wonder if part of Grace's revenge could include getting the background details of everything that happened, including Carter and the whole mess of Eric and Quinn's marriage falling apart to begin with, the quarter affair, the fact that her and Eric got back together, then him cheating on, then his ED issue, and then him okaying an open marriage for her to go screw Carter, and then them getting back together and closing the marriage, then him going screw Donna, and which led to all of this mess that happened at the wedding. That made one hell of a cover story.
Now, the only people that can really give her that much information is Carter and Ridge. Ridge is basically the only one besides Carter that knew. Justin. Yeah. Justin. I would love Justin to get back in the game.
That would be good.
Remember, he busted Quinn and Carter. And Justin don't have no loyalty to the Forresters. Because we got to get Justin and Bill back together some way. But now we just dreaming. Now we just salivating and dreaming that we could actually get Justin back into play to fill in the blanks. What if Justin rolled up one day and said, "Oh yeah, well you might want to hold on, Dollar Bill, before you hear what I got to offer the magazine." You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because Ridge was the one who sent Justin to find out what Quinn was doing, and he's the one who told Ridge that Quinn was sleeping with Carter.
And by that time, he was loyal to Ridge, so he didn't tell Bill.
Now, also, Amaya makes a good point. She said that Donna probably told Hope everything about the affair, and then Hope has already told Liam. And then once all hell busts wide open at the wedding, and she comes back and tells him, Bill can ask Liam if he knows anything. So that's another part of the picture.
Well, that's what I just said. That Liam was gonna let it slip somehow.
Well, and none of this is a secret now. It's all out. I mean, at least in the family, anyway. It's all out
about the Donna. Well, right about the Donna in the ED. You know how klutzy he is. He always an accidental hazard. It's always an accident with him. So somehow he's gonna accidentally let it spill to Bill or Wyatt.
Well, see, but that's the thing.
And that's gonna tie it up, and Bill gonna do a big story. He
exactly.
might run a series. He might run a series, and remember like the Logan Chronicles, what Stephanie did.
Yeah,
he
might run a series on Eric and the Forsters. He might go down the line. He might start with Eric, going on down the Ridge, and then drag Thomas ass into it. He might drag all the Forster men. He might even throw Douglas ass under the bus.
It's very possible. It's possible.
I would be here for it. All the Forster men are trash. Drag them out through the mud. Drag them.
Well, see, and that's the thing. She what part of it is that part of it is that Liam would probably tell his dad, but Bill's not stupid. He can't tell Liam he's trying to get this information because he wants to write a scandal broad expose on the sexual shenanigans of the Forrester creations. Because let's be real, that's what this story is.
Exactly.
The head of the founder has ED. The founder's wife is screwing the COO. Then the founder gets his ED cured and starts screwing his ex who works reception.
I got a question. Y'all been saying this about Bill putting this in the tabloid. So what would be his purpose? Like, he didn't put, you said the last time they showed Bill putting some scandal on was about Maya. He didn't put anything about Steffi getting sold a baby that was Hope's baby in the tabloid, but he gonna put this in it?
He wouldn't.
I don't know,
he
y'all.
Can't. He wouldn't, because that actually involved his grandchild and his son.
Well,
he's
done it before. I mean, he done put stories in the paper that reflected about, his dad did it too. The whole point is it's a story. Bill Spencer, the first always was like, you gotta sell the papers. You putting yourself out there, it's news, and it's newsworthy. That's what Bill used to always say, dollar bill. So my thing is, what would be the point of him putting this? Because this seems really mediocre as far as that was a big 8-month story about Beth. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing.
Bill, nothing come up on the paper.
Bill just spent the last couple of years getting his sons back on his side. Because remember, both Wyatt and Liam walked away from Bill because of his bullshit. He's not going to run a story about how his granddaughter got stolen from his son and his daughter-in-law and then passed off to his ex-daughter-in-law, and the culprit was actually his daughter-in-law's cousin that his son is engaged to. He's not going to do that. His sons would never speak to him again. So I understand why that story didn't go nowhere.
Let me put another term. Steffi, the CEO of Forrester Publication, shot, presumed dead by her mother-in-law, not in the paper. But this is, I don't get it. I just don't know. I just don't want to.
Because Steffi is family. She's Kelly's mother. He is not going to print any story that is going to negatively reflect on his kids or impact them in any way. So I could see why he would do that.
The only time he did that is when he did not want Liam with Hope. And he put his paparazzi on Hope when they went to Aspen and had folks chasing her down and calling her a homewrecker and an adulteress.
Yeah, she was popping them pills.
Right. He had a motive then. He wanted Liam and Steffi together, and he wanted Hope to look bad. He wanted Hope to look like the daughter of the slut from the valley. And that's why he sicked them people on her. But in the case of this whole thing with Beth and the baby switch and the adoption, Darling is right. He would that would hurt everybody in the family all over again. And he's not trying to make money off of hurting his family. Hope wasn't family back then. He didn't give a fuck about Hope the Dope, which is what he used to
He
call
hated her. He despised her. And that was before he fell in love with Brooke.
So that's why it's different then than it is now, because he will do anything to protect his family. And putting it out there that his ex-wife's long lost niece sold her cousin's baby to his son's ex-wife, who he also had an affair with. I mean, that's just so messy. He's not gonna.
But is it that y'all saying that's his family? He wouldn't put him in the paper, but by marriage, that makes him related to the Forresters now too. So why would he put anything about this? And I just don't see. I don't know. Maybe this is some way to usher Bill back into the forefront, maybe. But it would be real goofy. Like that was way more selling of papers and publications to put out about what happened with Steffi and her husband than to put out about pickleballing. You know that.
But that's the thing. This is about what's going to sell newspapers, and what sells is not just necessarily tragedies, but scandalous, tacky Kardashian style bullshit, which is what this whole ED affairs and meetings at the health club crap is. Also, Bill does not legitimately give
to let other people have sex.
Exactly.
Justin knows that.
Justin
knows that
it's tawdry.
Right.
Exactly. And also
that's all that tawdry mess that's gonna sell tabloids. You know, that other stuff was people tragedies. And plus we just haven't had no Bill business story in God knows how long. I take it, especially if it's gonna drag Eric's dirty old ass.
Not only that, but the other big thing is none of the people who are directly involved in this story, Bill does not give a shit about any of them. He doesn't. None of the people who are directly implicated in this story. He don't care about Carter. He and Quinn do not get along. He don't give a shit about Eric. He don't give a damn about Donna like that. And those are the principal players in this. He does not care about their reputation and whatnot. So what if Hope gets mad that her aunt gets blown out?
So you don't think that he would be upset? Well, Wyatt would be upset about him putting his mother in the paper?
He probably would, but he probably wouldn't care because he does not like Quinn. They do not get along at all. Last time I checked, they actually pretty much still hated each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And remember, Bill is about trash, not tragedy. That's how he gonna make his money, is off trash. And when you look back at the past of this show, that's what it's always been. Brooke's trashy ass exploits front and center. They never made any type of money or went after people for their tragedies. You know, Phoebe got killed in the worst way, but they didn't go after the family to make stories about that because that was a tragedy. Right. Now, the trash of it with Steffi ending up in this whirlwind relationship with Rick. Now that shit should have made the papers, and I think it did because people were talking about Steffi marrying her uncle Rick, and they made some sort of comment about it. And I was like, I'm really surprised the show even acknowledged that because they're literally trying to marry her to the man who was her uncle, not but just 5 or 6 years ago. It ain't been that long since Rick ain't been blood. And now, you know, he didn't hook him up with Phoebe, then they hooked him with Taylor, and now he's with Steffi. And I mean, I know people loved it, but I did not like any of those.
No, they like to blur those lines, and it's very gross.
I always said that. I always said
just
that.
Like with Ivy, they did the same thing with Ivy. I think they'll do it with Thomas.
Yeah. Because that was Eric's niece, but because Eric ain't blood, it was okay for her to be making out with Thomas. And I was like,
Right.
no, it's not.
They got the
They
same
did.
last name.
To this day, that's the whole reason that they deforested Ridge, was so all the wrong people could hook up with each other. Ugh.
Yes. You cannot change my mind about
Yeah,
that.
in my opinion,
Yeah,
I agree
mine
too.
too.
It was to open up more orgy space.
Open up
Yeah.
the dating pool. You will never.
Y'all could have cast some day players, damn it.
That was so disgusting. Like, seriously, she is your niece, and you gonna deflower her? That's
Just like Ridge
disgusting.
doing Bridget. He didn't do her, but just him even thinking about her in a romantic
Entertaining,
way
that
was
was
gross.
supposed to be his
You
daughter,
thought that was your
right?
daughter for years, like 6 or
Exactly.
7 years. You thought
Exactly.
this was your kid. You don't even, those feelings should never have changed.
Yeah.
Ew, gross.
Yep.
But he nasty. You know, Bale's nasty to do stuff like that. You know, it's just gross. Just like Steffi and Rick, that was gross. Definitely.
Ugh. We did not need that.
We need to
sisters and
stage
brothers.
this StreamYard. This
share 'em all is
StreamYard
gross.
needs to be staged.
Oh, they
Yes,
get posted to YouTube.
We streaming on YouTube now.
Yeah, and it's
SP Writer is commenting from YouTube. And Renee, thank goodness I am caught up. Yeah, Renee and SP Writer is commenting from YouTube.
I'm glad y'all can see that because I was concerned over whether or not y'all could see their comments.
Well,
I
yeah,
can see their comments.
on
You
the
used to
side.
post them.
Yeah, on the side we have two things. One is a tab that says private chat, and the other one is comments. So the comments that people make on YouTube come through on that one, and we get like a little red indicator next to it to let us know that there's something there. So you tap it and read it.
Awesome. I've been trying to talk Casey. Well, I think I mentioned one time before that he needs a different platform for when he does Bold Live, because when he has people in the waiting room, he can see us, but we can't see each other, and we can hear him, but he can't hear us. But with StreamYard, I can see you guys and I can hear you guys whether we're live or not. Because one night we did the whole show and we wasn't even live or nothing. We wasn't broadcasting. We was just sitting in the waiting room talking to each other. And I thought that was hilarious. That's one that's missing out of the schedule. Because we have the ability to do that. And whatever he's using that's for the iPhone, it's an iProduct, it doesn't have that kind of capability. It's kind of difficult to get in on the first time. It took a couple of tries for me to get the link and then to get in. And then once you get in, he has to see that you're in. And then it's a once use link. So if you get kicked out by mistake, he got to go back and stop and send you a whole new link because the link that you used before don't work no more. Whereas our link works as long as we're live. Once we're not live anymore, you can't come back to the link because the broadcast is over, but you can go to YouTube and watch the replay because YouTube saves it. I love StreamYard. I really, really like it. And someday when we're doing more, maybe we'll have like people to come into our StreamYard with us. I want to bring Casey one day.
That would be nice.
So
not only that, but we know how to ask all the right questions.
we need to sit here and grill him.
Well, that's the thing. So we know where we're headed for certainty, at least in getting. So it looks like. So the last week and some change, because I guess of the hearings, we focused mainly on the story for Quarter and Eric and the honey trap, or whatever the hell we calling that. So
how this ends.
That's the thing. I mean, on paper, we look like we're at the end because he's gonna be all happy-go-lucky with Donna and inviting her to work back at Forrester, which makes me sick. And Quinn is going to be knocking walls down with Carter, which you know what? Good for her. Good for her. But the thing is, there are going to have to be consequences to the amount of stupidity that was displayed throughout this story. And I think, because the thing is, the only person whose future isn't really settled at the end of this story is Paris's. because, well, I mean, this is a story that started off as a quadrangle, an inadvertent quadrangle, and now we're left with two couples plus one. The plus one is Paris. So her mama probably gonna try to be pushing her back to Zendaya again, and I believe this time around Zendaya is gonna look like a much better option than he did before for obvious reasons. But that it just doesn't seem possible for it to just resolve itself as, so we ended up with two couples and a girl who works for the foundation who has a broken heart, and we're just not going to talk about it anymore. But all these people are still going to be working together in the same building with no problem.
That's the scandal. That's the scandal. That's part of the scandal that Bill is going to be reported on. Remember, Grace reported Carter for harassing his daughter at work.
Right. Me
All
too.
this is all going to play into Bill dragging the hell out of the Forresters in general, in Forrester Creations. It's got to make Eric, it's got to come down on the company. And in the first head on that chopping block to me is Eric. He's the head of the company. Mm-hmm. And all this started with him and his dick getting soft because his wife didn't bow down to his ex-wife.
I swear, one thing that's gonna crack, but of course, he's gonna leave that part out because it would look negative on Brooke. He'll edit that part out. Now, one thing that cracked me up, though, I just had a thought because I had to think for myself. I said, okay, on paper, if things with Bill and Grace and with Paris adjacent do evolve out the way that we think they are, on paper, what's the reason for Bill doing it? And you know what I thought right quick? I said, Bill gonna write this article because they wasted his time with this ragged ass wedding. Bill gonna say, y'all made me waste my damn afternoon coming to this funky ass restaurant worrying about some wedding that I don't care about, and then y'all didn't even have a wedding. Well, I'm gonna write me a damn story and get something out the deal. I didn't even get lunch.
He probably gonna feel like he was meant to be there, that he was meant to, that this story just landed in his lap. And he poked around and get more questions answered. And he just was like, well, damn, oh, this been going on? We gonna make this a little 3-part miniseries. They go out theme music. I love it.
How do you hear that already? And I can't hear it.
Because you gotta put
your phone,
because if you use the phone, you gotta put your ear to, you gotta get right up on it.
It's
Honey Bear and the Honey Trap. Oh, please if Bill does do a story, please let the honey part work its way into the story. Please.
The whole thing, all of it has got to come out. That's the whole point. Everybody's got to go down. This is what you call an umbrella story. It's got to happen. Right. Everybody.
He could go to if he just finds out where all these liaisons was happening, he can go get somebody to find out what was being ordered for that room, because a bottle of honey was sent up every Wednesday without fail.
Right.
And wouldn't it be just for us if he just really called his old friend Justin that he really can trust, and they put their shit aside to get this done?
I was thinking it earlier.
I wish.
And Justin could end up maybe Justin could come out of the deal with a higher position in Spencer.
I would be okay with that, because first of all, I'm not okay with Aaron Spears not being on screen and having a story. That's been pissing me off since last year, but that's nothing new. And 2, I would fully be on board for Justin. If Justin and Bill ain't gonna be going head to head with each other, then guess what?
Work together.
Then let them get back together, get the band back together again.
Exactly. I'm all for it. And that would open up the door for me to get Justin and Grace, because they seem to be cut from the same cloth.
Exactly. I could deal with that. I could definitely deal with that. So just on the off chances, despite what we talked about earlier about how it looks like sometimes the show be getting some of their hints from social media, if there's somebody out there who your job is to scroll social media and things like this to find out ideas, make Justin and Bill make peace, and yes, cut us a check, by the way. I'd like some residuals, and I have a feeling everybody else up in here would like some residuals as well. Mm-hmm. And get Justin and Bill
all some money.
Exactly. Get Justin and Bill back on friendly terms, and get Aaron Spears back on our screens doing that damn thing.
So he can get that necklace back that he gave to Ridge, because he gave Ridge Bill's sword necklace.
Exactly, to call in a damn favor. He called in a favor. I mean,
To
and that
bust
would
the
be,
dough in on Quinn. That's
and
what I'm
that
saying.
would be
He got
a
all
great
the info.
wraparound.
And Quinn and Carter told him from the horse's mouth that Eric knew about it, that it was okay with Eric. Remember, they told him that Eric okayed it. He the one went back and told Ridge and Brooke that Eric okayed it.
Eric gave us a note. We're fine.
Yes, correct. He was
Exactly.
peeping around corners and plants and stuff and kicked that dough in. I remember. So
That
yeah,
would-
it would be
this-
fantastic if Grace just dropped in his lap and Grace opened the door to all this right here with
Mhm.
that shot on Carter about what he was doing to Paris. And you know, he cheated on his wife. You know, he cheated on his bosses. He cheated with his wife's boss. You didn't know that?
I mean, because think about it. How much this story doesn't get any more tawdry. It doesn't get any more tawdry, any more slightly, just a little bit depraved. Since we have a man sending his wife off to basically this whole thing with Carter and
it all
Quinn.
started with ED.
Exactly.
It all started with ED.
All started with ED, and then you got Eric being a willing cuckold and basically creating a porno situation between his wife and his COO.
Yep.
Oh, that's tacky.
Back for him to just turn around and cheat. For him to turn around and cheat at the family health club with a honey hole.
And heaven forbid if anybody make the connection, that part of the family knew about this before everybody else found out.
Right.
You never know.
Right.
Well,
He could tag everybody down and hope for the future could take the hit too.
Security cameras tell a story.
Hope for the future, Hope agree, okay, that if she get drugged into it, if she get drugged into it somehow, yeah, Hope for the future could take a little hit on it. If it's all to shake Forrester Creations and everybody in the house.
Security camera footage from the hallways of the health club and from Il Giardino would be enough to put a lot of crap on this story. So I'm gonna sit back and see if the show is half as creative as we think it is, or we just better writers, which is very well possible.
We just better.
We're better writers.
Good night.
And on that note, we're going to end.
Yeah. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you for coming out and participating. We will do this again tomorrow night.
Yeah, I don't think we have any live events scheduled or anything. At least they haven't posted about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Good night, Renee Love and SB Right Out on YouTube. Everybody have a good night.
Good night, you guys.